In 1994, a man with a high-paying Wall Street job, a stable life, and a secure future made a decision that made no sense to anyone around him. He left comfort, he left certainty, he left luxury. He packed his car, took a laptop, wrote a business plan on the road, and drove across America with nothing but an idea and belief. No investors were waiting. No office was ready. No one was calling him a genius. People called him crazy, risky, unrealistic. That man was Jeff Bezos. At that time, the internet was just starting. Online shopping didn't exist as a lifestyle. Digital business was just a concept. But Bezos saw something others couldn't. Not a website, not a bookstore, not a company. He saw a system, a future, a digital empire. From a small garage, from packing boxes by hand, from selling books online, he started building something that would later change how the entire world shops, works, learns, watches, and lives. Today, that idea is called Amazon, a global power that controls logistics, cloud computing, digital markets, and consumer behavior. But this story is not about a billionaire. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's about vision, obsession, patience, and long-term thinking. It's about how one man chose discomfort over comfort, risk over safety, and future over fear. This is not just a success story. This is the story of mindset, the story of belief, the story of building something before the world is ready for it. This is the story of how one decision, one risk, and one idea turned into one of the most powerful systems in human history. Childhood and mindset. Long before the world knew his name, Jeff Bezos was just a curious child who loved to understand how things worked. He wasn't born into power, influence, or wealth. What he had instead was curiosity, a deep, uncontrollable curiosity about machines, systems, and logic. As a child, he didn't just play with toys. He took them apart. He wanted to know what was inside, how they functioned, and why they were built that way. While other kids were busy playing games, Bezos was busy experimenting, learning, building, and questioning. His mind was always in problem-solving mode. He didn't think emotionally first, he thought logically first. This mindset shaped everything that came later in his life. He learned early that intelligence is not about memorizing facts. It's about understanding patterns. He wasn't chasing popularity or attention, he was chasing understanding. He grew up reading books, exploring science, and developing a habit of learning deeply instead of quickly. That habit became his biggest weapon. He wasn't the loudest child. He wasn't the most popular, but he was the one who thought differently. He learned discipline, focus, and patience at a young age. He understood delayed gratification, the idea that real rewards come later, not now. This mindset created a foundation that money alone could never create. Many people are born rich and lose everything. Many people are born poor and build everything. The difference is mindset. Bezos learned to think long-term before he ever had long-term resources. He learned that intelligence without discipline is useless. He learned that curiosity without action is wasted. He learned that ideas without structure mean nothing. His childhood didn't make him rich. It made him mentally strong. It made him patient. It made him strategic. It made him comfortable with learning and uncomfortable with ignorance. This is where his real journey began, not in a garage, not on Wall Street, not in business, but in the mind. Because before empires are built in the world, they are built in the mind first. Education didn't make Bezos rich, but it sharpened his weapon. He chose fields that shaped thinking, logic, and systems. Computer science and engineering didn't just teach him coding, they taught him structure, efficiency, and problem-solving at scale. Later, when he entered the corporate world, he didn't enter as a dreamer, he entered as a system thinker. His early career on Wall Street gave him everything people dream of: money, stability, status, and security. He had a high-paying job, a respected position, and a clear future path. His life was safe, predictable, comfortable, but comfort created a strange feeling inside him, emptiness. Not because he was unhappy, but because he felt limited. He could see the ceiling. He could see the limits of corporate life. Promotions, salaries, bonuses, titles. Everything had a maximum limit. His growth was controlled by systems created by others. He wasn't thinking about income, he was thinking about freedom. He wasn't thinking about career, he was thinking about creation. He saw digital transformation starting. He saw opportunity where others saw uncertainty. He learned how big companies think, move, and operate. He learned how money flows. He learned how power structures work. A small ceiling. This is where the internal conflict started. Safety versus vision, comfort versus purpose, security versus possibility. And every great story begins with this exact conflict. The risk every legend has a turning point. For Bezos, it was the moment he chose uncertainty over safety. He saw the internet growing at an unbelievable speed, and instead of ignoring it, he studied it. He didn't get excited, he got strategic. He analyzed data, trends, and growth patterns. Then he made the most dangerous decision of his life. He resigned from his high-paying Wall Street job. No backup plan, no safety net, no guaranteed success, just an idea. He packed his car and drove across America, writing a business plan during the journey. That drive wasn't just physical, it was symbolic. He was leaving one life and driving toward another. Fear was present, doubt was present, uncertainty was everywhere. But vision was stronger. He chose a long-term future over short-term comfort. Most people don't fail because they incapable, they fail because they comfortable. Bezos didn't wait for perfect conditions, he didn't wait for full confidence. He didn't wait for approval. He acted. Risk is not the absence of fear, it's action despite fear. He moved to Seattle, not because it was safe, but because it made strategic sense for logistics and tech growth. Every move was calculated, not emotional. This wasn't gambling, it was vision-based risk. He wasn't chasing money, he was chasing opportunity. He wasn't building a business, he was entering a new world. This chapter defines everything about his success. Courage, calculation, patience, and long-term thinking. He didn't ask, what if I fail? He asked, what if I never try? And that question changed his life forever. Birth of Amazon, the beginning was not glamorous. No big office, no investors, no fancy buildings. Just a small garage, basic computers, and massive belief. He started by selling books online because books were easy to ship, easy to store, and widely needed. But the vision was never books. Books were just the entry point. Orders came slowly. Systems were weak. Infrastructure was fragile. He packed boxes himself. He handled customer service himself. He solved technical problems himself. There was no luxury, only struggle. Investors rejected him. People doubted him. Critics laughed at the idea of online shopping. Losses were constant. Profit was absent. But vision was clear. Amazon was not built for fast success. It was built for long dominance. He focused on customers, not profits. Experience, not revenue. Trust, not transactions. While other companies chased quick money, he chased long systems. He reinvested everything. Growth mattered more than income. Infrastructure mattered more than profit. Scale mattered more than comfort. This is where most people fail. They want results without patience. Bezos accepted losses as investment, not failure. He understood that systems take time, empires take time. Trust takes time. The early Amazon years were painful, slow, and uncertain, but they were strategic. This wasn't a startup mentality, this was empire thinking. He wasn't trying to win today, he was trying to dominate tomorrow. Growth and expansion Amazon didn't grow, it evolved. From books to electronics, from electronics to everything. From shopping to infrastructure, warehouses, logistics, delivery systems, data systems, cloud computing, AI systems. Bezos didn't build a store, he built a digital ecosystem. Every expansion was strategic. Every move strengthened control. Control of data, control of logistics, control of distribution, control of digital infrastructure. This is how real power is built, not through products, but through systems. Amazon became the backbone of digital commerce. Businesses started depending on it, developers started building on it. Companies started integrating into it. The platform became the market. The system became the economy. Bezos understood something most people don't. Whoever controls infrastructure controls the future. He didn't chase trends, he created them. He didn't follow markets, he shaped them. Amazon became invisible power, operating in the background of daily life. People didn't even realize how much they depended on it. That's true dominance, when your system becomes normal life. Power, wealth, and influence. Wealth came later, power came first. Influence came through systems. Bezos became one of the most powerful figures in modern history not because of money, but because of control over digital structures. Media, technology, logistics, cloud computing, AI, and even space exploration became part of his vision. His influence extended beyond business into politics, economics, and global systems. But his real power was invisible, dependency. When the world depends on your systems, you don't need authority, you have influence. He didn't just become rich, he became strategically powerful. This is the difference between rich people and powerful people. Rich people have money. Powerful people control systems. Philosophy and mindset. Bezos' mindset is simple but rare. Long-term thinking in a short-term world. He believes in patience, vision, risk, innovation, and failure as growth. He doesn't fear mistakes, he fears stagnation. He doesn't chase trends, he builds foundations. He doesn't follow comfort, he follows vision. His philosophy proves one truth. Success is not speed, it's direction. Not talent, but discipline. Not luck, but patience. Not money, but mindset. He didn't win because he was lucky. He won because he was consistent, focused, patient, and visionary. His story proves one powerful lesson. If you think long-term, act patiently, and build systems instead of chasing results, success becomes inevitable. Not fast, not easy, not comfortable, but inevitable. In the end, Jeff Bezos didn't win because he was smarter than everyone else. He didn't win because he was richer than everyone else. He didn't win because he had better connections, better timing, or better luck. He won because he thought differently. While most people were chasing comfort, he was building vision. While most people wanted quick success, he was designing long systems. While most people feared failure, he treated failure as training. He understood something most people never realize, that the future doesn't belong to the fastest, it belongs to the most patient. That success doesn't belong to the loudest, it belongs to the most consistent. That wealth doesn't belong to the lucky, it belongs to the disciplined. From a garage to a global empire, from uncertainty to influence, from rejection to dominance, his journey proves one truth. Empires are not built with motivation, they are built with mindset. And Amazon is not just a company, it has a symbol of long-term thinking in a short-term world. But this story isn't just about Jeff Bezos, it's about you, your choices, your patience, your discipline, your vision, your courage to start before you feel ready. You don't need billions, you don't need connections, you don't need perfect conditions. You need belief, consistency, and the courage to begin small. Because every empire starts as an idea. Every system starts as a decision. Every future starts with a risk. And the real question isn't whether success is possible. The real question is, will you choose comfort or will you choose your future?